Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be running through my 2025 favourites. We've got everything from gym related stuff, wellness girly stuff, lifestyle stuff, random shit like jam, matcha brands. And I feel like as someone who kind of built a platform off of sharing honest reviews and like a lot of the time, sometimes things maybe not being the most positive thing in the world, it can make people think I'm an incredibly negative person and I just always like shitting on things and there's nothing I love. What does she like? What does this girl like? That's not true. There's actually a lot of things that I do love, and I love nothing more than sitting down and talking about the things that I've really fucking loved. The list is pretty long, guys, so we're gonna get stuck into it. Quick disclaimer before I get into it, I don't want to bean soup you guys. I know that we are an intelligent bunch over here, but if I've mentioned something in a favourites video and it's not in this one, it might just be that I have forgotten. It also could be that I still love that thing, but like for me to sit down and refilm my exact same favourites as last year doesn't make much sense. Things like Delina, she's not featuring in this video, but I still absolutely love her and she's still one of my favourite perfumes of all time. But I want to share with you guys some different faves. There are some returning things that I just can't deny because I use them every bloody day. Throw in some different things, but this is everything that I have been loving in 2025. Okay, we're gonna start with makeup first and foremost because there have been some real standout products for me when it comes to my makeup bag this year. First things first, and I didn't want to like this, Kylie Cosmetics Skin Tint. Bought it when I was kind of like in the thralls of my perioral dermatitis flare-ups because I just felt like everything was causing issues with my skin and I couldn't quite pinpoint it. And I'd actually seen a few girls online who have perioral dermatitis saying that this is one of the best like foundation type products that they've used and it doesn't cause any like flare-ups for them. This has pretty much been what I've worn on my skin every single day almost since the day that I got it. I don't feel like the shade range is amazing because I feel like none of them are quite neutral enough. Like this is definitely the closest shade match to my fake tan and the colour that I normally am as a result of my fake tan. I feel like I need something that's got like a, not like yellow, but a little bit more of a tinge of yellow in. That's my only gripe with this, is the shade range I don't think is great. Actually, I wouldn't say this is a skin tint, it is more of a foundation. And I get so many compliments on my makeup. I've had so many people ask me, especially when I'm on Instagram stories just yapping away, what's on your skin? And it's this. It is unfortunately really good. It doesn't go patchy on me throughout the day. This is my favourite base product of 2025. Another absolute favourite, I believe this was in my favourites last year, but I'm not 100% sure, the Hourglass Unlocked Extensions Mascara. I was never loyal to a mascara prior to this mascara, and then I got a sample of this in an advent calendar and it changed the game for me. The reasons why I like this is because one, it's a tubing mascara, which means I actually don't get imprints on like my eyelids. My eyelids can get quite oily throughout the day. I don't get imprints with this. I find that when I'm filming, that was something that would really annoy me. Start off my video looking great and by the end of it, because I film for hours, I just have mascara all up here. I don't get that with this, but because it's tubing, it's not waterproof or anything like that, it comes off really easily. It comes off almost like in clumps. I don't have to like tug at my skin to get it off. And in terms of eyelashes, I actually don't have them with me, but the Isla 3/4, I think it's the number 2 style. That is my absolute favourite go-to false lash for when I'm either doing a shoot that requires a false lash or I'm going like out. Those are my favourite lashes. I cannot recommend them enough, especially if you are someone who, when you put on a lash, you feel like it just like drowns your eyes or it makes you look quite, I know this is going to sound really weird, but I feel like when I put on a full lash, really masculine, and I also feel like it really ages me. It just doesn't suit me at all. It's way too much for me. So 3/4 number 2 Isla eyelashes, similar problems to me with false lashes. Those are definitely the best ones, but day to day, this is my go-to mascara. This is more of a past few months favourite, but it's definitely something that I will be continuing to use into the new year, and this is the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylus pen in the shade Travertine. You guys will have probably seen this everywhere. I feel like they went viral earlier in the year, but it's this tiny little contour pen. Oh my god, this is genuinely fantastic. I've used it today for like a little bit of nose contour. It just gets in there perfectly. I really like this shade. I wouldn't say it's like cool tone, but a lot of my bronzers, obviously they're bronzers, so they're really warm. This shade is actually pretty perfect for me. It's not too dark, kind of like the perfect contour shade for me. It's not too warm. I feel like before sometimes my contour would actually look a little harsh because I was using a bronzer and I was also using quite a dark bronzer. Sometimes it could almost look like a stripe. I feel like my makeup looks a lot better using this. I was in Boots and I tried the Morphe one, which is like a third of the price. I would say the shade range for that is actually probably a little bit better, and it seems to me, I've not tried it on my skin, but it seems like a very similar product. So if you want this on a lower price point, I recommend you try the Morphe one because it seems like very similar. Whilst we're on the topic of sort of contour, bronzers, cheek product, these two have definitely been my top 2 cheek products this year. This is the Merit Stick Bronzer in the shade Leo. Context, my preference for my makeup is to be a bit more on the glowy side, a bit more on the natural side. Formula is just beautiful. It leaves like a balm-like finish. It's not super shiny, but it leaves a nice glow with it. It's not matte, it's not dripey looking, it's not super heavy, and also for a cream bronzer it's quite sheer in coverage as well. It never looks muddy because it is a bit more on the sheer tint sort of glowy side almost. And if your preference for makeup, I highly recommend that you check out the Merit bronzers. I bought this on a whim in Sephora and I have no regrets whatsoever, and because it has that sheer appearance, sometimes I like to do makeup with no base. I just want to do mascara and bronzer and just use cream products, and because this has a skin-like finish, it's not super matte, it doesn't look weird if you don't want to use a base underneath it. So I highly recommend the Merit bronzer. These, if you've been watching the vlogs, you will have seen me use these to death. My top 2 shades, I believe this is Glassy Cinnamon, and I also really like Glassy Hibiscus. It's just such a nice shade on my cheeks. It's actually what I've got on today. It just gives a perfect, again, sort of bronzer to be honest, but this is more on your toasty side rather than Glassy Hibiscus is more on your lighter, less intense side. It's the finish on these though that I personally really love. Clue is in the name, it says glassy, it leaves a glassy finish. They are quite dewy. If you don't like a dewy finish, you're not gonna like these. They can be a bit sticky, but to me it's nothing that I find bothers me too much or anything to the point where I'm like, this is sticking to my hair or I just want it off my skin. I actually don't mind it at all. Finish on these is beautiful, and again, if you're wanting to do makeup without foundation, because these have that balm-like finish, it looks really nice with bare skin underneath as well, which again, sometimes if it's got more of a matte finish, or like the Rhode one, like unpopular opinion, I have Rhode Toasted Teddy, like I literally have it here. Whether I have makeup on or not, this one actually goes so patchy on me throughout the day and it just doesn't look right at all. It goes patchy on me even if I have nothing on underneath. It makes my skin look patchy, and I've never had that before. So for me, I feel like these two, they don't necessarily get compared a lot, but they're both cream blushes. House Labs wins all the way. Finally, obviously there's other makeup products that I've used, but this is something that I believe I bought this year, or maybe right at the back end of last year. It's the Tower 28 translucent setting powder, and as we can see, she's hit pan. I've definitely been using this to death. I use this every single day just in the center of my face, just to give me a sort of, basically set everything down. This is so easy, like I can take it with me on the go to touch up throughout the day if I'm getting oily, especially on my nose. I feel like ever since I got my nose job, my nose gets so oily throughout the day. Just so much easier and so much more fuss free. Takes away excessive shine while still leaving a natural finish, in my opinion. There's not honestly that much to say on it, but I really like this setting powder, and I am actually quite fussy with my setting powders because I feel like some of them make your makeup look really cakey and really heavy, which I obviously don't like. That's not my preference for makeup. This one does not do that whatsoever, and I absolutely fucking love it. Once I'm done with all that, I don't have it to hand because I've actually just run out of it, so it's now in the bin. The One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. Oh my god, I don't think that it actually improves the longevity of my makeup, if I'm gonna be completely honest, but what it does do is give the most doll-like glass gorgeous finish to my skin, and I am obsessed with that product. That's probably my favorite in terms of finish. In terms of staying powder, obviously the matte one, your One Size Stay All Day one, and then the Crayola Cryolan one, I mean, that's very heavy duty. You can't be using that every day. But if I'm ever doing anything really intense, like I'm going out at 5 a.m. in the morning and I'm not coming back until 10 p.m. and I need my makeup to last, I'll get out the Cryolan. That is definitely genuinely a fantastic product, but it's not a favourite for me this year because there's not been that many times where I've needed to use it. If you're wanting longevity, those two are great, but I personally prefer the Cryolan one. If you're wanting that glass doll-like finish to your makeup while still being able to use your powders to set things in place, that one size setting spray, oh, it's so good, guys. It's so good. Okay, we're gonna move on to some like body and skin bits now. This year was the year, well, I mean, this year wasn't the year, it was actually last year, but it was this year where I got it diagnosed. Found out I had developed perioral dermatitis, and oh my god, what a bitch that was. I have had some really bad flare-ups throughout this year, kept getting put on antibiotics. I was on limecillin. I think I did 2 or 3 rounds of it, and it was literally like clockwork. I start the antibiotics, it starts going away. I finish the antibiotics, it's gone. 3 weeks after I come off the antibiotics, it starts coming back, and I have nothing against modern medicine. I will take my antibiotics if I need to, but I was just thinking, if this is gonna keep happening, like I actually cannot stay on antibiotics year round. I apologise because people on Instagram tried to tell me to stop using the Crest toothpaste. They were like, please switch to another toothpaste, try something SLS free, try something fluoride free, and I didn't listen because I'd used that toothpaste for so long. I was like, there's no way it's this. Like yeah, I took a break from it, but like that doesn't mean anything. And then earlier this year I sat and thought about it, and I was like, Crest like stash, if you will, that I bring back from America with me ran out in April, March time last year. Then I went back to America in November, and with me I brought back Crest toothpaste, and I started using it whilst I was in America, and I brought my stash back with me, and from that point onwards I developed perioral dermatitis. I don't know what happened in the break where I wasn't using it, but clearly taking that break and then going back to it, I developed a reaction to something in that toothpaste. I don't know what it was. I'm literally desperate. I've changed all my skincare. I use fuck all on my skin. Like there's nothing more that I can pull from in my routine. I'm just gonna change my toothpaste. I ordered the David's toothpaste. This is SLS free. I'm not a dentist. This is also fluoride free. It does have a fluoride alternative in it, but I'm not going to advise that you use this. Please speak to your dentist. I spoke to a dentist. Within about 2 weeks of me switching toothpastes, the perioral dermatitis was gone, guys. Cannot believe after all that time it was the goddamn toothpaste. And because this is the star of the show that got rid of my perioral dermatitis, I have not had a flare-up since. It's going in my favourites, guys. I have a new favourite toothpaste, and I know this is weird, but I feel like I can't talk about my skin and the struggles I've had with my skin this year without giving some props to this toothpaste. I've been very lucky with my skin. I've always been able to use whatever on my skin, and like I might get the odd random spot, but I've never had a skin issue like that before. And I remember the day before my birthday, it was flaring up so bad, like I panic ordered like 6 different treatments on Amazon, none of them worked. And I remember we went out on my birthday for a meal, and my boyfriend was taking pictures of me. Like I felt so self-conscious. I could just see all this texture, like it was literally all around here. It was really fucking with my confidence. It shouldn't, because there's so much more to us than the way that we look, but it definitely opened my eyes to how difficult a skin issue can be. Shout out to David's toothpaste. It literally is keeping my perioral dermatitis at bay. So off the back of that, I actually started to switch out my skincare before the toothpaste, because I was like, right, there's something in my skincare maybe, and I started using the La Roche-Posay cleanser. Oh my god, the way that this makes my skin feel, absolutely sensational. I was always an Inky salicylic acid cleanser girl. A lot of people were telling me on Instagram that could be irritating your skin because you're basically using like some form of acid on it every single day. This definitely didn't get rid of my perioral dermatitis. I was still having issues, but it did definitely calm it and stop irritating it. Like my skin would burn when I was having the flare-ups that bad. This helped so much. I love cleansing my skin with this at the end of the day, because you know sometimes when you cleanse you get that stripping feeling, and you feel like you've had about 10 litres of Botox in your face. You're like, oh my god, like my face feels like it's been like had everything sucked out of it, all the hydration. I don't get that with this. I could literally not moisturize, which I wouldn't do. My skin would still feel 10/10. So I absolutely love this. And if you are having perioral dermatitis right now, I would highly recommend that you check this out. It will help with the soreness of it. Actually, let me mention this before I forget. I don't have it to hand because I ran out of it. I need to reorder it. The Korres White Pine eye cream. I was not a believer in eye cream before this eye cream. Guys, this eye cream is fucking fantastic. I'm gonna try and put in pictures so that you guys can see. When I was in Mykonos, because I was having my perioral dermatitis and it was spreading up to my eyes and it was giving me like rashes and making my skin really dry, I actually was starting to develop a really deep set line underneath this eye, and I went to the chemist and I picked up the Korres White Pine eye cream. The difference that this eye cream made to my under eyes has single-handedly converted me to being an eye cream stan. I was never an eye cream stan before. I always used to think moisturizer, I don't need something extra under my eyes. No, I did. And using this probably stopped me from getting Botox, to be honest. Like, and I'm not saying it's Botox in a bottle because it's not. You have very dry under eyes, and as a result of that, you're starting to get lines and stuff, which we're all gonna get eventually, but like, please don't bean soup me on this one, guys. Like, it genuinely helped so much. So shout out to the Korres White Pine. It is a menopause product, but hey, if it works, it works. And then finally, my final skincare holy grail this year has been the Incilist Exosome Hydro Glow Complex. I'm not joking, I have been through maybe 20 to 25 bottles of this, especially when I was going through my PD flare-ups. I was actually finding that this was just the only thing that didn't feel like it was making it worse. It wasn't stinging when I put it on my skin. It was leaving my skin feeling hydrated, but it didn't feel thick. I didn't feel like it was gonna start clogging pores and creating more spots around the area. It's super light. Now that like my skin's in a better routine, I have reintroduced using a normal moisturizer as well as this, but this has helped me keep the sort of spots and stuff at bay this year when I was going through the flare-ups, because it's nice and light. It literally feels like hydration in a bottle for the skin, and I really like it. It makes my skin feel super hydrated, super quenched, like a glass of water for the skin. Only gripe is the Incilist packaging is shit. I feel like I am missing like maybe an eighth of the bottle on every single bottle, and the pump is always really dodgy at first as well. You have to pump it like 40 times before anything comes out. I would honestly love to see them create this in like a little tub. That would be absolutely sensational. That's my only gripe with it, but I highly recommend this product. And like I said, this year has been the first year I've had to really think about my skin. So when I'm recommending these products, it's not from a, oh, like this gave me glass skin. It's from a, these products have genuinely saved my skin this year and stopped my skin from getting worse. So yeah, it's been a rough year for the skin. So I don't actually have anything else skincare wise, because I really stripped my routine back whilst I was trying to work out what the fuck was going on with my skin. Oh my god, guys, whilst I was on makeup, I forgot to inform you guys, a certified hater of lip products, like coloured lip products, lipsticks, lip liners. Every time someone's like, this is the perfect neutral, I try it on and I'm like, why is it orange on me? Or someone will be like, this is a perfect daily wear lip liner, I try it on and it's really dark on me. Like, I have never gelled well with lip products to the point where I was just like, I don't think lip products suit me. I think my natural lip looks best on me, and I would always just wear a clear gloss or a clear balm. This year I actually discovered products that work for me, and especially in the past like 2 months I've been using them so much. First of all, I have my Ole Henriksen lip balm. This is the creme brulee one, so it does have like a little bit of a tint to it. This and the Fenty Beauty blush pudding are my top 2 lip balms for actual hydration, not just feeling like I'm putting something on my lips and then it's coming off and it's not actually doing anything. And actually I feel like some lip balms honestly dry my lips out more than they moisturize them. So the Ole Henriksen and the Fenty Beauty plush pudding are definitely my favorites for lip balms for genuine hydration. Like, if I put on my plush pudding lip balm before bed, I wake up in the morning and my lips still feel like there's something on there, like they still feel soft, they feel rejuvenated, they feel like they've had a glass of water, they feel like they've been quenched. So this is easier on the go because I'm not having to like dip my finger into it. 2 lip liners that work for me. I can't believe it. I never thought the day would come. First one was Makeup Forever's Endless Cacao, which is kind of crazy, but this, even if you already have a lip product, feel like they're too warm, if you put this on the top, you will then be able to use those products because it just neutralizes them a bit. On its own, if I use a light hand, this literally just gives my lips definition. It doesn't look like I've got anything on. It's like a shadow almost for my lips, which is perfect. It's like a lip contour more than a lip liner. When I was in America, I was in Sephora with Freya and she was telling me about the Rhode lip liners. She was like, I feel like you're gonna like it because I've seen your stories that you don't like something that looks super harsh. And these are obviously a much chubbier pencil, like they're not really a sharp liner at all, in the shade Twist. And it's actually what I've got on right now with the Ole Henriksen lip balm. First I wasn't sure about it. I was like, oh god, I think it's a bit orange, it's a bit dark, but it's not. It's like the perfect brownie sort of pink shade. It's not too warm, it's not too dark. If I go too heavy-handed with it, definitely too much, but with a light hand, these are absolutely sensational. And these together, I did this at the weekend and I just felt like it looked so good. And it's so exciting because I just felt like lip products just weren't for me and I'd never find one that worked for me, and it was making me feel like, do I just have a really weird face because I can't do lip product? No, you just can't find the shades that you need. Okay, I'm gonna move into hair favorite, being these. First of all, and you can see because I've actually only had this a couple months, but I'm already nearly halfway through the bottle. This is the Kerastase Hair Nutritive 8-Hour Magic Night Serum, plant-based proteins and niacinamide. The reason I got it is because overnight my hair gets so knotty and I feel like my hair is very easy to knot, and then when I'm brushing it in the morning I feel like I'm breaking my hair, I feel like I'm causing split ends. My head was just starting to feel a bit dry through the ends, to be honest. I think because at the start of the year I was Dyson air wrapping my hair so much because I've got layers now and it's just hard not to style it. I feel like my hair was just getting dry. So I bought this and oh my god, I absolutely love it. If I put one pump, that's all you need, of this on my hair on a night time, quite frankly, and there has been days where I've done this, I don't even need to brush my hair in the morning. Like, I actually don't need to brush my hair in the morning. That's how good this product is. It just leaves my hair feeling so soft and supple. When I first put it in, I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna make my hair greasy. It doesn't at all. Overnight it dries in, my hair feels really soft in the morning, no knots in it, and so as a result of that I'm seeing less breakage with my hair. My hair feels softer to touch. My hair just feels like it's not getting damaged as much. I mean, if anyone has any cheaper recommendations, I'm all ears because this is really expensive, but this has been working really well for my hair. Okay, and then my second favorite hair product of the year has to be these Bouncy Blow Dry Company heatless curlers. You guys have seen me do my heatless curls to death this year. Fantastic, like sensational. They don't have clips, weirdly, which I know that people find really weird. They're like, how do they stay in? But I've tried the silky ones and my hair is just too soft for them. It just falls out even when it's got a clip on it. These have been the only heatless curlers I've found that stay in my hair overnight and actually genuinely work for me. Now, heatless curls, it definitely doesn't give you a style that lasts all day, but I genuinely think that because I have been using these and I've not been doing my air wrap all the time and I've really laid off the heat with my hair this year, it's massively improved the health of my hair. I will be using the hell out of these going into 2026, and these have definitely probably been one of my favorite ways to style my hair, especially since I got my layers and my bangs. I feel like when I use these I just have such a like, whoa, it's giving like 80s kind of vibe, but I kind of love it in a really weird way. So I highly recommend. Long hair and lots of it, and I can still get away with using 2 of these rods. You get 3 in a pack, one skinnier one, but I actually have come to the realization I much prefer it when I just use 2. And if you want a tutorial on how I use these, I've done it in vlogs, I will link it below. Game changing for me this year. I absolutely love them and it's definitely helping the health of my hair because I'm not using heat as much. Okay, going into body care, my top 2 body washes, don't have them to hand. The Naturium Glow Getter body wash and the EOS Cashmere body wash. Both of these I like for the same reason, in the sense that they leave your skin feeling really hydrated. They're not stripping at all. You actually come out of the shower feeling really soft and supple when you've used these body washes, and that's why I really like them. If you want scented, go with EOS. If you want like non-scent, go with the Naturium one. They're both great. I like them both equally. Ease for me, because I'm in the UK, EOS is really expensive over here. I'd probably just get the Naturium because you also get more product, but yeah, they are both fantastic if you are in the market for a body wash that leaves you feeling soft and supple and it's not stripping at all. Highly recommend. Second thing in shower, Dove Exfoliating Body Scrub. It was the crushed macadamia and rice milk scent. Oh my god, this is fantastic, and it was literally like £4 in Morrison's, which just goes to show you don't need to spend all the fucking money in the world on your body care products. They don't need to be super expensive. I have some expensive stuff, I have some cheaper stuff. I don't think you're ever going to see me spending an insane amount on a body scrub because it just doesn't matter. But what I really like about this one is it doesn't feel stripping on the skin. It's not a super thick sugary one, it's more of like a finely milled one. You can tell the texture of it. It's like a whipped exfoliant almost, and oh my god, this left my skin feeling so soft and supple. And it also smells really nice, like a light milk cocoa sort of musky scent. Especially if you are a fake tan girly, the last thing you want to be doing is using really drying products on your skin in the shower, because it's going to dry out your fake tan as well. So when it comes to tan removal day, this has been sensational for me because it doesn't feel like I'm drying my skin out before I then go ahead and put fake tan on, which is equally even more drying. I also feel like it takes my tan off well as well. I absolutely love this. Post shower routine, I love a body oil. This has been my favorite body oil this year. It's the Space NK Caribbean Shores one. It just smells like a holiday to me. Like the clue's in the name, it smells like a beachy sort of SPF tropical kind of vibe. Sinks into the skin really nicely. It's not too heavy. It's jojoba oil and avocado oil. It's mandarin, coconut and sandalwood. Really nice scent, not too heavy on the skin, doesn't leave my skin feeling greasy. I'll get out of the shower, apply this on wet skin, and then I will go in with a moisturizer on top. But this is such a nice body oil, and I feel like I've not seen anyone talking about this. I just need Space NK to bring it out in a bigger bottle, to be honest. Like a big pump bottle of this. Space NK, hop to it, because this is a good product. And then my top two for my body moisturizers this year. Honorable mention to Naturium's Glow Getter body butter, because I do genuinely love that product and I think it's fantastic. I just don't have one to hand right now. I would say these are all very similar to that, but I do prefer these because these are scented, and I am big into my scents, which we're going to get into. But these are scented, so for me these are just more worth the money. But the Naturium one, if you don't want a strong scent, is a really great thick oily moisturizer that just leaves you feeling like a baby's ass, quite frankly. These are the Fenty Skin Butter Drops in Salted Caramel, and I also have the EOS Whipped Oil Butter in Vanilla Cashmere. You guys know I was a 10 Toes Down stan for the bottle version of this, and I do still like it. I have realised I prefer a thicker moisturizer. The more body care I've tried, I prefer thicker ones, and so out of this and the bottle version, I prefer this because it's thicker, oilier, and it just feels like I get a more intense moisturization with this. I still have the bottle version, I still like it, but this is genuinely such a good product. It's a warm, sweet, vanilla yogurt type scent. That's what this smells like, and I really like it. I also get a lot of compliments when I wear this body butter. And then the Fenty Beauty Butter Drops in Salted Caramel. This literally smells like carte d'or salted caramel ice cream down to her last legs. And I'll pop in a little clip here so that you guys can see. This definitely leaves the most intense glow on the body. The way that this makes my body look is fantastic. So especially if I'm going out and I want a thicker moisturizer that's actually going to leave behind a glow, I will always use this one. Different scents. This is more caramel, this is more vanilla, but these are definitely my top two for body butters. And whilst we're on body glow, I'm still loving my Patrick Ta body balm, so I'm definitely still using that. And this year I've also on holiday really enjoyed the Kapari Spray SPF. That was sensational for body glow on holiday, so I don't have it to hand because it's actually just reminded me. Live in a hotter location or you're going on holiday and you want a body glow, the Kapari one is really good, and it has a really nice tropical scent, and it's just aerosol, so it's really easy to use. You don't need to rub it in, you can literally just spray, and it leaves a really nice glow. So yeah, those are my favorite like post shower products for body care. Whilst we are on the topic, obviously I've mentioned that I am a fake tan girly. The Loving Tan Ultra Dark 2-Hour Express. I really like doing my fake tan during the day. I'm not like a great advocate for it right now because it's actually dry and cracking up and it needs to come off, but this is my own fault. Where I used to go wrong with this was I'd put it on a night time and sleep in it, and whilst that gets you a darker result, I feel like in the long run it makes your fake tan look worse because you're leaving it on too long. Express formulas are formulated differently and they are more drying on the skin, so I find if I sleep in this, get a darker tan, but by day 3, day 4 it's starting to look weird. If I do it during the day, I get 7 days of a decent, nicely evenly faded tan out of it, and I rinse it off probably after about 4 to 5 hours, and I find that for me that's the nice sweet spot where I get a good colour, not too dark, it's not clung to anything for too long and gone weird, doesn't dry my skin out, and it just leaves a really nice finish. This is more of like a red undertone base tan, which works perfectly for me because that's my undertone in terms of like what colour I go in the sun. I've literally been accused of lying on Instagram before about not fake tanning. People will be like, what fake tan have you got on? I'm like, nothing, it's my natural tan. They're like, well, you're orange, and I'm like, yeah, that's the colour that I go in the sun. I can't help it. My mum was the same, my granddad was the same. This mimics it perfectly. This is the tan that I use and I swear by it. Okay, let's get into one of my favourite categories, which is scent. First one, before I forget, because I don't have this one to hand, I think it's in my gym bag, which is strange because it definitely shouldn't be in there. Perfumes de Marly Valaya exclusive. Heavy on the exclusive version. Valaya, the OG, like I can appreciate it smells nice, but my god, that scent gives me the worst headache in the world. I can't wear it. The exclusive version, however, has more of like an almond note to it. It's a little bit softer while still being a very strong scent. I like a strong scent, but it has a smoother element to it. Oh my god, it literally smells ethereal. It's definitely been one of my most complimented scents of the year. I was walking out of Marks and Spencer's a couple of months back now. I was with my boyfriend and I walked past a lady's car and she was like, literally rolled her window down and she was like, I know this is a bit of a strange question, but you walk past me in the shop and you smell really, 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 really good. What have you got on? And I was like, it's Valaya exclusive. Someone has literally rolled down their car window to ask me what I had on because when they walked past me they thought I smelled good. It's a huge compliment, and I'm not saying it's all about the compliments. You should wear scents because you enjoy them, but when you're spending that much money you want people to notice that you smell good. In terms of like my clean musky vibes, that's definitely a top scent for me for 2025. Whilst we're on the topic of like clean musky scents, this year, especially through the summer, I have also loved Jo Malone's Wood Sage and Sea Salt, but in the body mist form. Get the body mist form. The perfume, it's lovely, but it doesn't last. It lasts as long as a fart. This is like a bit of a hyaluronic acid sort of serum for the skin, so it also gives you a really nice glow at the same time, moisturizes the skin. It has that sea salt to it, you can definitely smell it, but it's clean, musky sort of scent. And the difference between this and something like Valaya or Valaya exclusive is this isn't a knock your socks off sort of scent. This is softer, it's lighter, it's not as heavy. I really, really, really like it, especially when you're on holiday and you're in a hot climate. You don't always want something beast mode on because it might make you feel a bit nauseous. This is so perfect through the summer. I've used the hell out of it. I'm nearly out. I would probably say I'm gonna have to rebuy in the summer. Another top scent for me this year has been Louis Vuitton's Atrepe Reeves. This is more your fresh, fruity, floral kind of scent. It's very girly. If you said to me, what does a woman's perfume smell like? It's this. This smells like a woman's perfume. That's the only way I can describe it. Fantastic scent. When I went on a trip with Ashley from Alphalete earlier in the year, she was literally like, what have you got on? I got so many compliments on the scent. She ended up going and buying it. I'm pretty sure this is actually going to be her wedding scent. So this is a very, 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 very good scent. Great projection on me. I see very mixed things about this and people say it doesn't last or they can't smell it. This is one of my most complimented scents, so it clearly works really well with my skin. Very girly, very feminine, juicy, fresh, floral perfume. It just smells like a woman. Then we have a much more fall leaning scent. This is Mancera's Amor Cafe. As we can see, I have loved this. I got this last year in Vienna because scent is very sentimental to me, so I've started wanting to buy a new scent from all of my trips to sort of remind me of that scent, and this really reminds me of this time last year. This smells like a glass of whiskey or bourbon basically poured over a nice big bowl of creamy salted caramel ice cream. It's got the caramel, it's like vanillic but it's boozy. If you don't like sickly sweet scents, I actually think this is a really good twist on it because it has that boozy element to it, like a whiskey sort of salted caramel ice cream, and I absolutely love it. It's so cozy, it smells great at this time of year, and as we can see, the dent doesn't lie. I've used the hell out of this and I highly, highly, highly recommend it if you're wanting a cozy sort of caramelly scent. It's fantastic. The rest of my favourites are actually still in my bag. Blur's Vanilla Skin. This is a peppery, woodsy, grown-up vanilla. If you are wanting cupcakey, sort of really sweet vanilla, I don't think you're gonna like this. This is more of your woodsy, deep, peppery sort of vanilla scents. To some people it smells like curry. To me it smells fantastic, and I've gone through about 4 big bottles of it now. I absolutely love this scent, and as far as body mists go, because it is a body mist, don't get the perfume. It's literally not worth it. It doesn't last any longer, but it's about £60 more, £60-70 more. It's not worth it. Just get the body mist. For a body mist, it's pretty good for me. I get a lot of compliments on it. People can smell it lingering. I can smell it on my clothes. I can smell it on my skin after hours. colours. For me, it does last. For other people, it doesn't, but you have to keep in mind this is a body mist. I'm not going to claim it's beast mode, but as far as body mists go, the scent, projection and longevity on this is really, really, really good. It's a very sophisticated, sexy vanilla scent, which is definitely more up my street. Next up, we have vanilla powder. One of my Discord girlies was telling me the other day that this smells like Bronze Goddess, Estee Lauder to her, which is so interesting to me because I don't mind that perfume, but to me this smells so different. They're both coconut scents, but this is like very musky coconut, like beast mode sort of scent. Whoa, like even just sniffing it there, the projection and longevity on this is crazy. When I first smelled this, I thought it smelled like old leather couches, and I sprayed it on my skin maybe about 6 months ago, and I feel like my nose has changed because I was like, oh my god, I need this. This is so good. It's one of my strongest scents. You spray this on something, it will still smell like it when it's come out of the wash. It's very strong. It's not for the light-hearted. You only need a couple sprays, but it's basically a very musky coconut scent. It's a bit of a strange name because to me it doesn't smell like vanilla at all. Herbapura's coconut sister. I have recently smelt the extrait version, which is very similar, just slightly creamier, and if I could go back in time, I would get the extrait version over the original. I still love it, and it's still making it into a top pick for me because the dent is actually quite impressive considering you only need one spray. It's still one of my favourite scents of the year, but the extrait version, if I could go back in time, I would definitely choose that over this one. It's just a bit creamier and a bit softer. Finally, we have Maison Crivelli's Hibiscus Mahajad. I only very recently took the plunge on this one after smelling it for the first time about 2 years ago. Again, very similar experience. When I first smelled this, I was like, what the fuck? It smells like toothpaste that stinks. A few days go by, I'm like, what the fuck is that scent? Like, it smells so good. And it's this. All the perfumes I come to love, I don't like at first. The medicinal smelling rose scent. It's rose, mint. It honestly does smell weird as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely not a crowd pleaser, and you must sample if you are intrigued by it. You need to sample it because it's not gonna be for everyone. Very strong scent. It gets a lot of compliments, and even the people who claim to me that they don't like this scent will catch me with it on and they'll be like, oh, you smell good, what have you got on? And when I tell them it's this, they're like, eh. I don't know if it just smells differently on me, but even the people who claim they hate it, it makes them feel sick, will compliment me on this scent. It's a very weird rose scent. I absolutely love it, and I've only had it like 2 months and I've already put a good dent in it. The projection and like the beast modeness of this is crazy. Okay, we're gonna move into the more like miscellaneous, I don't know how you say that word, section of this video. So first things first, Aura Ring, a little bit of a wellness purchase that I made this year. I influenced Ashley on the perfume, she influenced me on the Aura Ring. First things first, do not get the gold. Like, even if you are a gold girly, I mean, maybe you should get the gold, I don't know. I got the gold because most of my jewelry, this isn't, but most of my jewelry is gold. As you can see, it's a very different shade of gold anyway. It's more of like a brassy gold. So if that's why you're getting the gold, don't bother, because it's probably not going to match most of your gold jewelry anyway, depending what carat you've got and what colour gold you've got. So that was a little bit of a waste, but the Aura Ring itself, I regret to inform you, I do love it. At first I was skeptical and I was like, like the thing that's really forced me to be like, this is going in my top picks. The little experiment that I ran a couple of vlogs ago, my resilience, normally strong, exceptional, like super high, my resilience tanked over the space of like 4 weeks down to poor. I was on like poor to average. I felt like shit, like I felt really crappy. And so I ran this, I mean, it wasn't an experiment, I was trying to get myself out of this rut and started implementing a proper bedtime routine and a proper morning routine and basically seeing what would happen in terms of how I would feel. I was interested to see if my Aura Ring would have the data to back it up. I was doing my 5 AM get-ups, I was getting my 8 hours of sleep, I was in bed by 9 PM every night, I was in a really good rhythm. Routine, steps were similar every day, getting my cardio in, going to the gym, getting everything done. Because I was getting up earlier, I had more time in the day to get things done, so I was managing my stress levels better. And lo and behold, my resilience came all the way up from average all the way back up to strong/exceptional over the course of about a week of me implementing those things. For me, that was the final proof of the pudding that I needed. My Aura Ring does know, and also I got super sick about 2 months ago. I had like a flu type thing, and in the days prior to me getting sick, my Aura Ring was saying minor signs. And then I woke up one day and I felt like I'd been hit by a bus, opened the app, major signs. I think I had some form of like flu, it might have actually been COVID. Only thing I will say is if you are wanting something to accurately track your workouts, like a fitness tracker, I don't think it's the best for that. But if you're wanting a wellness tracker that's going to help you with your health, your day-to-day, your stress, your sleep, and that side of things, I think it's fantastic. But for a fitness tracker, I feel like things like Whoop and Apple Watches are more accurate. Like sometimes it doesn't even pick up that I'm doing a weight session. In terms of wellness, if that's what you're wanting it for, the Aura Ring is worth it in my opinion. Whilst we're on that topic, in terms of jewellery favourite, I've worn the same jewellery pretty much all year. My only new additions have been my permanent little evil eye charm bracelet. I got this from a shop in Mykonos, like the viral shop basically where he does the permanent jewellery. So I just got an evil eye bracelet, which I really do like. This is probably my favourite jewellery addition of the year. People have been saying like, oh my god, when did you get a Cartier? Guys, if you look closely, it's not Cartier, it's Fartier. I got it from a shop called Calypso in Mykonos, and it was about 70 euros. It's not real gold. She was like, it's 4 times gold plated, and I was kind of stood in the shop just being like, you don't need to like sell it to me, like I know it's gonna tarnish, like it is what it is. I just really like the bracelet. I like the fact that it's got the evil eyes as well. Fair enough, because I paid 70 euros for this and it's not gold, but it is 4 times gold plated. There is zero sign of water damage, tarnishing, there's nothing, there's no sign of wear whatsoever. It's not discoloured. I think the 4 times gold plating was a legit thing and not a scam, and it's a damn sight cheaper than Cartier. I would probably just not spend that money on Cartier anyway. I've worn this every single day. I keep it on when I shower. I've kept it on when I was swimming on holiday. No sign of wear. Genuinely worth every single penny, and it just goes to show you don't need to spend big bucks all the time on your jewellery to have a piece that holds up. It doesn't always even need to be real gold. And yeah, this is my current little stack that I've got going on. But yeah, if you go to Mykonos, Calypso has some sick jewellery in there and the quality is really good. Whilst we're on the topic of the more miscellaneous stuff, this year I switched to Brewmate from Hydro Jug and I have no regret. They're easier to take apart, they're easier to clean. Brewmate, you can fully take it to bits. Like, I've got lipstick on it, so don't mind me. It has a locking mechanism, so there it's open. I've just taken a little bit of a sip, and then you spin it around and it doesn't leak. It's very much leak proof. Fully detach every little bit of this lid and every little bit of the straw to clean it thoroughly, sanitize it thoroughly, so that there's not going to be anything nasty hidden in there. I much prefer Brewmate to my Hydro Jug. Let me just run you through my Alphalete favourites, but I'm not going to bother showing them because like I've spoken about Alphalete to death this year. The fleece jacket, the Revive short and the pump short. In terms of sports bras, Lena bra, Strappy bra, Karina bra, those are my Alphalete top picks and favourites, but I don't want this to just become another Alphalete video. I've spoken about those things to death. We're going to talk about different things, but in terms of gym fits, those are my like holy grails of the year. In terms of normal clothes, these were in my last favourites video, but I've used the hell out of them again. So these are the Aritzia TNA home stretch square neck tanks. I bought one when I went to America last time and I didn't realise it wasn't the same. It was a scoop neck one, and I actually don't like the shaping to it as much. Square neck ones are the ones that I like. I've had these for 1.5 years now in various different colours. I keep buying more, but they wash really well, they hold up well over time. They're not quite full length, they're more of like a hip length, but they are perfect for lounging around in, easy to throw on with jeans, easy to throw on with joggers. Then I do size down in them to an extra small just to get more of a snatched fit, but you can definitely stay true to size and it'll still be comfortable. Such an easy foolproof item to put on. They're just fantastic. Whilst we're on the topic of Aritzia, I also love their socks. These are like the oatmeal sort of colour, but the cloud grey I think it's called, or heather grey, I'm not sure, is another favourite of mine. But they're basically the Aritzia TNA sock, pretty much the only socks I wear day to day now. I've had them for about 1.5 years and I'm very impressed with the quality of them. I will say my first batch of them is now starting to get holes in them. Fair enough, I've had them for 1.5 years and I wear no shoes in the gym, but these definitely rip slower and take a much longer time to put a hole in them from wearing them in the gym. Like, I know that's my own fault. I'm on like a rough surface with no shoes on, it's my own fault, but these stand up over time so much better than any other sock I have tried. And I also just love the length, like the normal length, and then I have these like ankle ones that are a little bit shorter and they're just perfect. Super comfy, super plushy on the foot. Fucking love them. Another absolute favourite for me this year, Zara jeans. I have have had these particular ones for about 2.5 years now. Mid-rise wide leg jeans. I get these in an EU 38. So these are the mid-rise ones, but I would also say honorable mention, I recently bought the low-rise wide leg jeans as well, and I really like those. These are super affordable, guys. They're like 30 quid in the UK, and like I said, I've had these for like 2.5 years now, and they're still incredible. They still look really good. You do need to size up 1 to 2 sizes. I would say most people might want to go up 2. You can get the waist tailored. I never have, which is why the waist on these is so big, but I just prefer them baggier. But I would actually like to get the waist tailored on these now, especially because I have lost weight recently and the waist is looking even looser. So I think I will actually get the waist tailored on these now, but again, it just goes to show you don't always have to spend an insane amount of money on things like jeans for them to stand up over time. I would say the low rise aren't quite as wide leg. They're not quite as big in my opinion. You would definitely want to go 2 sizes up. And I do get asked about these, like, are they flattering on the bum? Not really. I wouldn't say they're unflattering, but they're also not sculpting on the bum. But one of the best things I've done for like my day-to-day fashion sense and just mental well-being is letting go of the idea that everything needs to be flattering on the bum. But sometimes I don't actually always want my shape to be like the main thing in an outfit, and I actually feel like I put together way better outfits when I'm not using that as like the #1 thing that I'm trying to focus on. I wear these like 3-4 times a week. Every time I have a jean on, you can trust it's the Zara mid-rise wide leg, or now maybe also the low-rise wide leg. My 2 top favourite jackets of this year, jackets/coats, have been my Frankie Shop bomber. That bomber is quilted on the inside. It's actually a very warm jacket, massively oversized, so you can fit hoodies under it, jumpers under it, and you don't look like you're fighting like to get out of your jacket. It's just a fantastic piece of outerwear, and I feel like when I wear that jacket, I can wear a very simple outfit, and because of the exaggerated shape with like the shoulder pads and like it has that sort of cocoon sort of fit to it, just looks expensive. I mean, it was kind of expensive, but it also looks expensive. I feel like the jacket just elevates any outfit. Even if I wear it with plain black leggings and a plain black top, it looks like I've put thought into my outfit when I wear that jacket, because it just commands your eyes. Like, it's just a very eye-catching jacket. I've had it for about 2 years now. It was in my favourites last year, it's in my favourites this year. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. I absolutely love it. At first I was like, oh my god, this looks insane on me, like stupid. Like, I wasn't used to the padding and like the shape. Now I absolutely fucking love it. I've loved that jacket this year. The other coat/jacket has been my mango wool manteco. I think that's the type of wool it is. Coat. This for me is the perfect mix of, like, I was struggling to find a nice long coat because my issue was I don't want one that's super structured so it looks like I've just left my 9-5. Like, I've tried some from Aritzia, I've tried some from Zara before, and they're just very structured, and with like a long coat I just felt like I looked like I'd just finished at work. It looked like a work coat. On the flip side, the belted ones that are a bit more relaxed sometimes just look like a dressing gown to me. This is the perfect in the middle. It has like certain finishings and like a certain shape where it still has structure, but then it has that belted style and it's not too structured to the point where it looks like a work coat. It's the perfect in the middle coat. I wear it over nicer outfits, I wear it over tracksuits, I literally wear it all the time, and it's genuinely a very warm coat. So I think Mango is criminally underrated for their products in general, but especially their coats and outerwear. I would highly recommend checking them out, and they do a really good January sale as well. I feel like I should have spoken about this with the Greek jewellery, but this is less of a product, more of like a brand that I have fallen in love with this year, and the brand is By D Whim. Oh my god, like, this is expensive, and I went back and forth for months over these bikinis. I was like, do I buy them? Like, it's really expensive, I don't know if I should. These bikinis are genuinely beautiful. The finishings on them, fantastic. The quality of them, fantastic. Prints, even down to the prints, this is one of them, are just so unique and so beautiful. I definitely don't think I would probably be going and rushing back to buy a plain bikini from them because it's a lot of money for a plain bikini, but the prints are so unique and so beautiful. The beading, the charms that are on them, they are just so high quality, and the fit is so so good. Like the bottoms, they don't give you like a nappy look, and not super like long up the butt crack, so it's just really unflattering. They like dip down at the back, really flattering on the glute. So got like a cotton two-piece set from them, which was insane, like such nice quality, so unique. I'm already excited to wear it on my next holiday next year. I just think they have stunning pieces, and they've definitely blown up quite a lot in 2025. But if you are wanting something to splurge on for a holiday, I highly recommend you keep your eye on By D Swim, because they're going to have even better stuff next year. I'm absolutely sure of it. Okay, I'm actually going to try and speed run through the rest of this now, because I feel like this video is going to get very long. Shoes, Nike Vomeros. These are my #1 trainer. They were my #1 trainer last year. They're my #1 trainer this year. They're a little bit chunky, but not too chunky. They look really clean. They look really classy. These are the white and silver ones. They're super comfortable. They're not like going at the back. All of my New Balances completely had holes in at the back of them. I don't think I'll ever buy New Balance again for that reason. The quality is just not good. They're perfect in the middle of not too chunky, but still a little chunky, and I really like these shoes. 10 out of 10. This is my other favorite shoe of the year. This is my Russell and Bromley boot. I have been looking for about 4 months for the perfect brown knee length sort of flat chunky boot. Tell me why every single shade of brown was super warm or like that tan colour, and it's not awful, but I just didn't want it in a boot. I wanted something more chocolatey and neutral. I found these in Russell and Bromley, and I was like, yeah, like they're perfect. Because I was also finding that for anything in the chocolate colour, it was always like a horse riding looking boot, but I still wanted this like chunky lug style. So I can't remember the name of these, but I will try and link them below. These boots, they were a bit of a splurge, I'm not gonna lie, but Russell and Bromley, long-standing brand, they have really good quality. It was the perfect brown boot that I found, essentially, and I'm very happy with them. I wore them for the first time at the weekend, and they were honestly surprisingly comfortable. They did start to rub a little bit in like the last 20 minutes, but I had them on for about 6 hours with no problems whatsoever. I had to wear them more and more. Perfect brown boot that I was looking for months, and I finally fucking found them. I don't even know if I want to mention this, but my worst behaviour Diego zip up hoodie has definitely been a favourite for me this year, but I regret to inform you they no longer sell this, guys. They've dropped the GSM and they've changed the fit of it. It's nowhere near the same. I don't like it anymore. I'm very grateful that I have my original one, but oh my god, I can't believe they've changed it. It's like a really boxy fit now. As much of a dropped shoulder, it's not as cocoony. In my opinion, they've ruined it. Also not as thick or as like cozy as the original one was. If you can find an original Diego worst behaviour zip up, it's the best hoodie in the game. Best quality, best feel, best weight. It's a heavyweight hoodie. It keeps you warm. It's genuinely really fucking warm. I don't want to talk about it too much because they literally don't sell it anymore, so it's pointless. But yeah, worst behaviour need to bring the original back because the new one is not it at all. Another random mention, Calzedonia tight. I feel like a basic bitch for these because everyone has been talking about them for the past 2 years. I actually bought these last year, but I've worn them a lot more this year, especially recently. I've been wearing them with my boots. Calzedonia mocha tights. I can't remember the denier, but these are the super light ones. Like they're very light. These just look so much better with most outfits on me than black. I always felt like black ruined an outfit. It just looked weird. And then when brown tights started blowing up last year, I bought them, and it's true. It's a much softer look. So if you feel like your tights are kind of ruining your outfits, but you don't want your bare legs out, try the Calzedonia mocha shade because it's just softer. It doesn't look as harsh, blends with a lot more outfits. But yeah, the Calzedonia tights are actually really fucking good. I believe this is the final like clothing related thing, but Hollister pajama pants. Oh my god, I bought quite a lot of pajama pants from them in the past 12 months. I actually have some on right now, the bare ones from last year. Recently I bought the ones that have the more ribbed waistband. I'll pop the name on the screen. Got these in this adorable bunny print, and I also got them in like a striped version with puppy golden retriever print on them. I just think they do the cutest prints, like adorable, and they're actually really well priced. I feel like a lot of pajama brands are starting to charge charge out of their arse for pyjamas, and it's just so expensive for something that you basically doss around the house in and sleep in. Hollister pricing, in my opinion, is actually pretty fair for the pyjamas. I actually really recommend Hollister pyjamas. I know it's a bit of a random one, but they're super cozy, they're super soft. The only thing to be aware of is don't put them in the dryer because they do start to bobble. Other than that, they are fantastic, especially the pajama bottoms. I feel like I love the pajama bottoms more than anything else that they do. Home bit, this is the M&S room spray. This is the calming fresh linen one. This I absolutely love for just like a little bit of affordable luxury in my day, like when I've done my bed, like making my bed in the morning, making my bed on an evening, or I want my room to just feel like a hotel vibe and be really cozy on an evening. This is really nice. I mean, it's also great if like something has happened, or like you've burnt something, or you've cooked something and it absolutely stinks. It's a really good air freshener for that, but I just really like using this in my bedroom, on my sheets. It keeps them smelling really nice and fresh. It literally smells like fresh linen, it smells like fresh laundry. It has a very soapy sort of scent to it. It just makes my room smell sensational. I also really like the rosemary and mint one. That one's very nice. It's more of like a fresh kind of scent. This is more of a cozy, calming scent. So I love this for my bedroom. It just smells so good. It makes me feel like I'm having a hotel experience in my little Bradford room. The next thing is Luxe. This is Mel's Wardrobes Company, basically a luxury laundry brand, and it is luxury, like full price. The full set is £90. I would wait because I don't think you need the tumble dryer sheets and the room spray and the laundry beads as well. If I was only going to pick one thing to repurchase, it would be the laundry beads. I have fresh cotton and I have vintage vanilla. I love both scents. I prefer vintage vanilla for my clothes and fresh cotton for my bedding, but these are genuinely like insane. This is the vintage vanilla scent and it smells kind of like vanilla powdery, to be honest. It doesn't smell like vanilla, it smells like a musky sort of perfume. So it's not like cupcakey or anything like that, but the way that this lingers is insane. And I've used other scented laundry products before, like scent boosters. Your stuff might smell for like a day, but it won't really last. My god, when I washed like jogger and sweat sets with this, I will literally be smelling it like 5 days down the line after 3 wears, and I'm like, what is that smell? And then I realise it's from the laundry beads that I've used on it. Obviously you can get the tumble dryer sheets and the fabric spray as well. They're all good, but if you were only going to get one thing, the laundry beads are genuinely really good. The one thing I would actually say is if you are easily headached and you don't like strong scent, I actually wouldn't recommend it because it really does cling to stuff, and I can imagine if you are someone who gets easily headached, this would actually probably be your worst nightmare in a laundry product. But for me, someone that loves scents, I'm big into my scent layering, I love this product. And the laundry beads are definitely like my most used thing. I've used nearly half, but if you are looking for a little bit of luxury to add into your laundry, Luxe is where it's at. And if I had to choose, I do think vintage vanilla is a more worthwhile scent because it's also very different to any of the scent booster things that I've ever smelt before. Okay, 2 more homey things. These are my top 2 candles whilst we're on scent. This is from Anthropologie and this is the Caramel Cafe candle. I bought this last year, but I went in Anthropologie the other week and they had it again. They definitely still sell it. It's very sweet and it's very strong. When I burn this, my mum says it smells like curry, so it might not be a crowd pleasing scent, but if you are into your like gourmandy, like foodie sort of scents and you really like coffee, you like that in a candle, this is one of the best coffee caramel candle scents I've tried, and I've tried a lot because it's one of my favorite scents for a candle. I genuinely really love this candle, and it fills the room. It fills the whole of the upstairs of my house. It's my very controversial Maca Paca from Rooms candle. This is my original one that has the broken lid. They also make it into my favorites because they sent me an entire new candle just because the lid didn't fit properly so that I could get a replacement lid. I now have 2 of these. First of all, I like the packaging. Some people don't. I think the packaging is cute, but the main thing for me has been the scent of this. At first I was like, oh, it's not that strong. The more I have burnt this, it fills the entirety of the upstairs of my house, and it smells like a slightly sweeter version of Delina, which, like we know, is one of my favorite scents. This genuinely smells fantastic. It's like rose, lychee, vanilla. It smells like a more sugared version of Perfumes de Marly Delina. It's actually a very unique scent for a candle in my experience. I feel like candles are either super clean, super oody, or super caramelly, coffee, like vanillic, gourmandy. It smells more like a perfume than a candle, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, the scent is quite unique for a candle. Like I said, it's not going to be for everyone, but for me, I think the packaging is cute, and when this is done, I will be able to use this as like a little pot for pens in my house, or like a little ornament. Even my mum, who's a bit of a candle snob, is very impressed by this candle. So it says a lot. Deborah's on board with it. She thinks it smells lovely. This one is more for my content girlies, but my Digi Osmo has been one of the best things. I bought it actually at the back end of last year. This has completely transformed my vlogs this year, and I'm so glad I bought it. It allowed me to become so much better at vlogging. Before, I was so uncomfortable with my camera in public. I felt like my vlogs, I'd always be at home. I'd say like, oh, I've been and done this, but I wouldn't take you to go and do it with me. I take you guys everywhere with me because it's so easy. I don't feel awkward about getting this out. It's super small, it's super discreet. It's made my content so much easier to film this year, and I genuinely feel like it's massively improved the quality of my vlogs for you guys as well, which is the main thing that I love it for. I'm no longer so anxious about getting my camera out. It was worth every penny for me. Being an investment for sure, it was expensive, but tenfolded like how much better my vlogs are for you guys. And so yeah, the Digi Osmo Pocket 3, I absolutely love her. She's just a little tiny camera. You twist like this, and then you've got the camera like that. You're wanting to get into vlogging but you're a bit shy, this is perfect in my opinion. It's massively improved my vlogs. Next thing is actually a bit of like a late entry, but it's actually these Nima Raw glasses. Guys, how cute are these? I finally found a pair of glasses that I feel like suit me. I feel like my face is not a glassgenic face. Like, not all glasses suit me, not all sunglasses suit me. These I am fucking with so hard. When I first got them in my vlog the other week, I was like, oh, I don't know. I now have been wearing them all the time. You can tell me that these don't suit me. I personally think they really do. I do need to get my eyes tested. My eyesight has been getting worse and worse and worse. So I bought these because she was saying that you can get the frames removed and have prescription lenses put in. It wasn't, you know, Miu Miu prices. They were about £50, I think. It gives Miu Miu, like, that's what it looks like. It looks like a designer glass, but it's not. It was done on a budget. I'm gonna get my eyes tested and then get the prescription lenses put in. These are going in my top picks because I just think they're so cute. I've been wearing them pretty much ever since I got them. I really like them, and I'm so grateful I finally found a glass shape that really suits my face. I'm very happy with them. I will leave them below, but yeah, these are the Nima Raw Rouge Taut Blue Light glasses, and she's also doing all of them in a sunglass version as well, which I think is really cool. I feel like I don't see other brands doing that. So yeah, me new specs, me ladies. Next mention I don't have to hand, but I do have a favorite book I have read this year recently. I've been getting into reading because I feel like my brain cells are diminishing by the second. So I've been getting into reading. I'm starting with my non-fiction. I will try fiction. If anyone has any recommendations, let me know below. Just been trying to get into it with my non-fiction because I find it easier to get into. And my favorite book I have read has been Clear Thinking, The Art of Making Better Decisions. You are someone who has a decision to make, or you feel like in general you find decisions really hard to make, you stall a lot, you end up taking so much time to make a decision and then you regret all the time you've wasted. You feel like your ego takes over, your emotions take over, and you're just not capable of making good decisions for your life, and you're tired of that, like me. Then I highly recommend that book. It's actually practical. It's not a self-help book that just regurgitates very base level thoughts but put in a much more clever way. It actually offers you a genuine insight. It actually gives you actual frameworks to use for making decisions that are actually practical. You can apply them to your actual life and decisions that you have to make, and at the end it also offers a very important reminder on perspective when it comes to making decisions out of what you actually really want in life and what really matters. It's probably one of the only non-fiction books I've ever read that I feel like I've genuinely really learned something new from, and so I highly recommend that book, and I'm genuinely going to be implementing a lot of the things that I read in it because it was incredibly helpful. So I highly recommend that book. This year has been the year of matcha for me. me, and I do have a favourite matcha. Apologies to my UK and EU ladies because you guys can't get this, but this is the More Than Matcha ceremonial grade matcha. This is such a nice matcha. I think this has more of like a nutty kind of taste in my opinion. It's bright green, it has a great colour to it, it tastes amazing. It's like a smooth, nutty sort of leaning matcha, and I just really like it. If you are in the UK, my other favourite is Genki, and it actually makes me more likely to want to make a matcha at home than get one out because of how good this matcha is. Matcha has been a huge part of my year this year, and so my two favourites are Genki and this one, the More Than Matcha. Whilst we're on matcha, I've been really enjoying doing my apple and cinnamon maple matcha recently, but I've also this year really enjoyed doing my apple and cinnamon yogurt bowl. And so the Dalfort apple and cinnamon jam, if you've been watching the vlogs, this will not surprise you. I have 4 jars of this in the cupboard downstairs. This jam is fantastic. Like, it has chunks of apple in it. It's so good. It's all made from natural stuff, so it's not like pumped full of like preservatives and stuff, and these do go off. Like, I actually lost half a jar because it went moldy. You need to get through them quick once you've opened them. Literally tastes like winter in a bowl when I put it in a yogurt bowl, when I put it in a matcha. It's just apple and cinnamon. It tastes like apple crumble. It's so comforting, and I have been obsessed with putting this in my matchas, like muddling it in with the milk with some maple syrup to make like a fall cinnamon apple crumble matcha, or putting it in my yogurt bowls. Fantastic. I'm absolutely obsessed with this jam. Highlight of my year for food. In terms of my supplements, you guys know creatine is always a staple for me, so that remains, but my standout protein supplement of the year has by far been my ESN ISO Clear. I would say out of all the flavours I've tried, I've liked a lot of them, but I do keep coming back to my mango peach iced tea flavour. These are just so good. If you're sick of like the creamy protein taste, they're very refreshing. It genuinely tastes like a mango peach iced tea. I think if you don't like sweet things, you won't like them. They are quite sweet, but they're not as sickly sweet as the Ghost ones, the watermelon strawberry one, and it's nice, but I struggle to drink it because it's just so intensely sweet. These have a slightly lighter flavour but still on the sweet side, but the good thing about ESN is with some of the flavours they do also sell a less sweet version. The only one I would say to avoid out of the ones I've tried is the lemon iced tea. It doesn't taste like lemon iced tea, it tastes like a lemsip. It's not nice. This one is nice. Peach iced tea is nice. Strawberry lime is unreal and makes fantastic protein ice lollies. Low on protein. This is the only thing I can stomach supplement wise to get it up. So yeah, top supplement of the year for me by a mile. Final couple of things. This is more of like my entertainment section. Something I've been loving this year is Pinterest. I think because of the role that I did have with Alphalete, I was really enjoying using that for inspo and making boards and stuff. But I've just really enjoyed Pinterest this year, whether it's looking at home stuff, looking at activewear, looking at colour palettes, looking at quotes. I've always been a Pinterest girly, but I feel like this year I've really enjoyed being on Pinterest, looking things up on Pinterest. This year has definitely been a Pinterest heavy year for me. In terms of entertainment, this year I think one of my favourite things that I've watched has been Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Call it brain rot, call it brain dead TV, call it whatever you want to call it. Love reality TV, and I will stand 10 toes down on the fact that the hate against reality TV is inherently misogynistic. I just think it is. Don't ask me to elaborate because I won't be, but I feel like it is. I think watching reality TV is so interesting to analyse people's behaviour and watch how people act. You can learn things from reality TV. You can learn how to not navigate things, especially with Salt Lake City, or you can learn how you should maybe navigate things in friendship groups, in different dynamics. But Salt Lake City is just, it's reality TV on crack. If you like Real Housewives, that is the best Real Housewives franchise that is currently on. It's so entertaining, it's so ridiculous, it's so camp. I am obsessed with that show, and as a Real Housewives stan, it's definitely my top 3 to 5. I've always loved Atlanta, especially the older ones. I recently started New York from the start, and that is hilarious. Beverly Hills I'll always be a fan of, but I do think it's going a little stale. Yeah, I'm a big Real Housewives lady, but Salt Lake City City. It's been my favourite this year. I've been absolutely obsessed with it. Another thing that I've been really enjoying this year is video essays on YouTube. There is a lot going on in the world right now, and I feel like it's very easy to bury your head in the sand and not want to learn and not want to go down the rabbit hole with things, and I understand why some people don't want to do that, but I am an incredibly political person. I am incredibly engaged with my politics and that's going on in the world basically, and so video essays I have watched a lot of this year. Yes, I've watched things on like pop culture and social media things and like different trends and like the analysis of all these different things. I've watched those, but Jimmy the Giant, his YouTube channel, I think he does an amazing job dispelling some of the absolute rubbish that is spouted nowadays, especially as it pertains to things like immigration in the UK, especially as it pertains to conversations around benefits in the UK. He is doing God's work in my opinion, and he doesn't do it in this like stuck up snobby you're all stupid way. He does it in a very digestible way, and I really like the way that he puts his points across. So I would highly recommend checking out his YouTube channel. He does such interesting deep dive UK politics and UK culture, and I think his content is honestly really important right now, and I would highly recommend that you check him out. In terms of other content that I've really enjoyed watching this year, Sophia and Chinsia, I love their vlogs. Aaliyah's Face, I love her vlogs. I would probably say she's been one of my favourite people to watch this year. She makes really long form content, like an hour, 2 hours. I swear some of her vlogs have been 2.5 hours. Mia Green, who works with Honor, I think she does amazing content. I think Jackie Asmoir, she will always be one of my top people. She just makes such beautiful content, and like I can't relate to the tax bracket, but I can relate to her interests in fragrance, in perfume, in home bits. I just think, yeah, I love her content. So those have probably been my favourite creators. And then obviously I got my Spotify Wrapped for the year, so I'm actually not going to bore you with it. I'm just going to pop it on the screen so that you guys can see it. You can see my full playlist, like my most listened to music. This year I would say the two standouts for me have been the Hamilton soundtrack, because I saw Hamilton for the first time this year, and I actually ended up going back to see it again because Billy Nevers as Burr was just phenomenal. I actually made a TikTok about it and he saw it and he commented, and I was like fangirling. Yeah, I really enjoyed Hamilton, and so the soundtrack is one of my most listened to albums of the year. Obviously my most listened to album was Cowboy Carter, probably one of my favourite Beyonce albums ever. I got to see her live this year. That's definitely a 2025 favourite moment for me. Like, it was so exciting. I love that album lore behind these current like 3 acts that she's doing in basically reclaiming and reminding people that these genres, obviously she did the house dance genre, she's done the country genre. Allegedly Act 3 is going to be rock. She's going back in and reminding people, hey, like these genres that people will now want to almost insinuate that black people shouldn't be a part of, all originated from black people. My top album of the year, most listened to album of the year, also loved Hamilton. I've also loved Wicked. King Maddie has probably been one of my favourite discoveries in the past 2 years. I really like her music. I've really been loving Cat Burns. I've really been loving Thames. I've really been loving old Michael Jackson. I mean, obviously old Michael Jackson, he's literally dead. Like Human Nature, it's in my top 10 for my songs this year. I love that song so much. I think it's such a beautiful song. It might be one of the best songs ever created. Spotify Wrapped is a little bit all over the place, but I just listen to whatever I'm in the mood for. Like when people ask me for a gym playlist, I'm like, I don't have one, and listen to whatever I'm in the mood for. Also, no one would want to listen to that because you would literally get whiplash from the change in vibes. Sometimes I'm listening to High School Musical, sometimes it's Hamilton, sometimes it's Drake, sometimes it's Michael Jackson, sometimes it's Beyonce, sometimes it's Zara Larsson, sometimes it's old school Ella Eyre stuff. Big range there in terms of my music taste. And I guess my final favourite for 2025 was probably my sister getting pregnant. That was definitely my favourite moment this year. Can't talk about it too much because I will cry. She's very much like ready to pop. She's due in January and I'm so excited for her to become a mum, but finding out my sister was pregnant was just the best. It was really the highlight of my year. Like she is, I've said it before, but she is made for this, you know? She really is. It makes me emotional to think about it, but I can't wait for her to be a mum. I'm so excited. I think becoming an auntie will probably be the highlight of my 2026 when she arrives with us in January. I just think my sister is an incredible woman, and also being able to experience my sister pregnant has been a huge blessing. Like watching her grow, seeing the way that she's dealt with it. Like I just think, I already thought my sister was superwoman, but like what an incredible human. Like an incredible human. I've always had an amazing relationship with my sister, but I feel like this has brought us even closer together. Not going to talk about it too much because I will cry, but favourite moments of this year, that by a mile. Like is just, I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for her and her husband. They're going to make incredible parents. And yeah, I'm just so excited. Okay, that's it guys. I've been talking for like 2.5 hours. My voice is starting to go. So I'm gonna wrap up this video here. But I hope that you guys have enjoyed spending a little bit of time with me talking about all my favourite things of 2025. I hope that you guys have had an amazing year. If you haven't, don't worry. There's always next year. There's a lot of pressure on this time of year to reflect and have had the best year ever. Sometimes you haven't, and that's okay. This year has been a bit of a weird one for me. Very high highs, very low lows. But yeah, if you share any of my 2025 favourites, like maybe I've put you onto something earlier in the year through my vlogs and you've got it and you've loved it, please let me know, because I would love to know. I would love to know what your guys' 2025 favourites are in terms of gym, in terms of wellness, in terms of clothes. Is there any scents? Please, if there's any scents you've discovered this year that you love, I would love to know what those are. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you guys on Sunday for a weekly vlog. Yes, you are getting 2 videos this week. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It massively helps me out. Subscribe if you want to and you haven't already. And I will see you guys on Sunday. Goodbye.